DJ PK, it is 97.5 The Zone. I'm not hearing the Christmas music in this. What am I missing, Yak?
It's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Oh, yeah, that quarterback?
Yes, that quarterback, yeah.
Mason
Mason Rudolph, who's starting this week for the Tennessee Titans.
Right,
yeah.
and what if he takes off scrambling, what do we want the announcers to say?
Rudolph, run.
Run, Rudolph. You got to make it to the end zone.
Hot Takes or Toast is brought to you by Siegfried and Jensen with 30 years of serving Utah. PK, I see you posting this question in the middle of the game last night, just cackling to yourself. Just cackling. Who doesn't want to see Jordan Clarkson square up more often?
It's so funny when he does it.
It is.
I don't know how he does it, but he can walk down a hallway, and for some reason, he brings a smile to your face. This is the way you going to be at the arena this year? Yeah, how much? A lot.
Dave, if I'm throwing hands, I want JC on my side.
Me too. I love it when he starts doing rope-a-dope.
Everything about him is joyful, even when he wants to fight and punch your nose in.
There's no way to quantify this, but he may be the NBA all-time record holder for squaring up but not actually throwing a punch.
I know. And he never does it, man. But he gets in a stance, and he looks like he's had some training, like he's been boxing with Vi Sukahimo when he was younger. They used to do those celebrity things. They need to get him in there.
There's got to be video of him in the Filipino Golden Gloves. Is that what you're saying?
He's got to have some training because he instinctively goes right to it.
Yeah.
I can remember when I was late teen, I had a friend who had done the martial arts thing, and we would go to the park and play ball. And he was a high school player, right? So he was pretty good. And then I was halfway decent myself at that time. And so we're playing, and, you know, sometimes you get in a little scuffle. And he and a guy get into it, right? And they start looking like it might get a little physical. He immediately goes into this martial arts stance, and the guy says, "Whoa!" Like backs off. I want I want no part of that. Because like the way he got in his stance, I can still remember it. It's like you could tell he's had training, right? And like he just did it like I don't know who's that, Bruce Lee or somebody. And I could still see him he just went instinctively to all that training that he had. And the other guy like, whoa, hey, no, hey, it's cool.
He's a black belt. I'm not dealing with this.
You could tell something was up with him. I knew the backstory a little bit, and the guy just looked at it like, oh no, not going here, man. Let's play ball. And that's what I see with Jordan when he puts up his dukes. He just cracks me up. Like, let's go. You want to go? And the other guy's like, are you nuts, man? Across from him. Sometimes it helps to be a little off center.
Alex says that's the most fight I've seen in the Jazz all year.
I don't know, man. That dunk by Keontae George. See, that's where I disagree with Locke. What do you want the 2-point? And he assigned somebody shooting. He signed the whole league shooting 40%. So then the league has gotten worse, apparently, on shooting mid-range shots. And then you see a dunk like Keontae had, especially from, NBA-wise, a quote-unquote smaller guy. That is a play that I would rather see than a bunch of threes.
Yeah, but it's the threes that spread the floor so Keontae can do that. Harder for him to do that back in the day. Stockton would have done that back in the day.
He would have laid it up.
But you couldn't get through all the guys in the paint. I thought Keontae actually got
dunks then.
I thought Keontae got fouled twice on that drive. I was impressed. Obviously, I was impressed by the dunk because it was spectacular. But I was impressed by the fact that he fought through because there was some hand checking out on the perimeter, and he definitely got met body to body at the peak of his jump. But by then he was close enough to the rim he could throw it down.
I know Jake Scott's listening somewhere, so he's going to jump me. But I look forward to the Koopa Loop. I knew it was coming, but I didn't know when. Somebody would throw a lob to Michael Cooper, and he'd dunk it,
And Chick Hearn would scream, "Oh, the Koopa Loop!"
And that I covered a lot of Laker games.
It brought the house down.
Yes,
because he was the Clarkson of that team. He was the player who played with a lot of joy and was a spark off the bench. Not that Magic didn't, but Magic was 6'9", and he was bigger than most guys. And Cooper came in as string bean he thought was going to get pushed around, and he's throwing down alley-oops.
And see, I disagree with you to an extent, because now you see, and I showed my wife. We went to the game. She's sitting right next to me last Friday. I showed her. They're coming down. It was the Suns. They had the numbers, and Booker runs right to the three-point corner.
Line.
There's nothing there in front of him.
And he doesn't want to take the two.
Yeah, and he could go in and dunk it. Now, an uncontested dunk, well, you expect that out of most NBA players. The George dunk was electrifying. Could you imagine if that had been at the Delta Center?
Oh, that would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that bring the house down. That cliche would have absolutely.
And how many three-pointers that aren't game winners bring the house down?
Right. Yep.
It's entertainment.
It is.
And seeing guys chuck up 3 after 3 after 3, particularly when they're clanking, is not entertaining. I'm not an apologist for the league.
I don't know which birthday it was, but for one of my son's birthdays when he was 16, 17, 18, whatever, we went to a game, and Alec Burks was on the team, and I can't even tell you who was playing, but at the end, in front of the Jazz, he threw down a dunk over a guy, and my son turned to look at me, and the whites all the way around the eyes like, oh, my gosh.
Right.
And that's what I remember. I don't remember the final score. And you're right, I don't remember most of the threes. But the threes aren't what irritate me when I go to watch a game. When I go to turn on a game and then I see the stars aren't playing that game. And the other guys are really good players, but they're not stars.
But is Conte a star?
No.
Did that dunk excite you?
Yes.
All right.
But will I sit there and watch pick teams? The Warriors and Mavericks. If Doncic and Curry aren't playing, I'm probably wandering away. And that doesn't mean...
Yeah, but you're talking about if you're at the game.
No, I'm talking about watching on TV. But you're right, if I'm at the game, either way.
The ratings on the NBA, talk to me in March, April, May,
I know,
June.
and they are paying mostly for the playoffs, so the playoff ratings are great.
I expect them to suck this time of year.
Most of the deal.
There's too much stuff to distract you now. With Christmas season and Thanksgiving, and nobody really pays attention that much to the NBA anyway. That has been known as a fact.
Yes, but that's true every year, and the ratings are down versus the ratings.
But that doesn't mean that the ratings in May will be down 28%.
It matters. In May, it'll matter what the storylines are, who the stars who are playing, are they healthy?
It's the series, whichever playoff series you're
compelling.
into. That's the word. That's the word you use.
Is it over?
And that will draw you in.
Is it over in 4 or 5, or does it go 6 or 7?
Right. And because those things.
And the truth is,
playoff series are like novels. They have a beginning, a middle, and an end.
All good stories do. And the playoffs should be a story.
Right. And they usually are.
Right. So, and the truth is, if the ratings are down, it's something to talk about, but we're not getting paid for the ratings, and the games are going to be on TV somewhere, so get over it.
And then I want to know what are the local ratings, too, because like baseball has been known to be a sport that has local ratings. That's what matters. And then you get to the postseason, and then they take care of themselves.
So the whole narrative of the national TV and baseball and no one watching, of course not, because baseball – even more than hockey and basketball, they're playing 6 days out of 7. Hockey and basketball are playing 3 or 4 days a week. Football, you're playing once a week. So you have time for football to be a national sport because you have time to watch a second game, but your team can't play back-to-back on Saturday and Sunday. That's why college football is such a big deal. We have time to watch and consume more games, but the local team can't play.
But that doesn't mean that the game cannot be improved. And LeBron was talking about it yesterday. He said they're shooting bleeping
boatload
threes.
Of threes, yeah.
I don't think he said
boatload.
He
didn't say boatload. But what he said I can't say right now. I mean, during the commercial break, sure. And, even at the road home.
And whether you like him or not, whatever you think of him, whatever, he is, if not certainly a spokesman for the league. And if he's not the face, he's one of the faces. And you may get sick of his stances. I don't even care. He's a man who has an opinion. Whoop-de-doo. It doesn't influence my opinion either way. Whatever, LeBron. My thing is, I take, not offense, I just question when they're standing in front of a team logo lecturing me about politics. You want to lecture about politics? Do it on your own time. Steve Kerr went up to the Democratic Convention. That's on his own time. Do whatever you want. Steve, I support your right to do it 100%, even if I disagree with every word you say, which probably isn't likely, because I don't think that's ever the case. But so I think that's where people get a little bit queasy when you're sitting there at the podium and the Spurs logo is behind you.
In this case,
but LeBron,
in this case, he was basically asked,
and he was talking about the league. I want to hear what he has to say about the league.
And it started because the All-Star game and responding to Kevin Durant's comments about the new format. And LeBron, what do you think? And basically, something has to be done, and we're shooting a boatload of threes.
So even he's admitting it. So maybe there can be something. Every game can always be improved. And if they hit a little low, and Locke talked about the 90s and Barkley dribbling. My wife brought that up when I told her. She says, well, this is better than Barkley just dribbling it into the court and 8 guys standing around.
Once again, Mrs. Kinahan is spot on.
Right, it was boring. These guys are phenomenal athletes. I want to see them run, jump, leap. You ever see your dog run in a field and then he leaps?
Yeah.
It's way cool.
And that's why people take their phone and they get video of it and then they slow-mo it and they put it on social media because they're like, look, my dog is way cool. Look at him hanging in the air.
I did it. I could show you. Last Christmas Day, we were down in St. George, and the dog was running between my daughter and my wife of about 40 yards at a golf course you've played at. No one else was out there, right? Yeah. It's closed. And he's just sprinting back and forth. That's what these guys can do. They look so aesthetically pleasing, so smooth and graceful. And that's what I want to see. I want to see them running up and down the floor and just doing. They have natural ability honed upon their own individual skills in terms of their dedication to the sport. And that's what I want to see. And if we can get back to that a little bit more, I'm not asking for the threes to go away completely. I just get tired of when I open up a box score and because I'm preparing for the show the next day and I see, these two teams set a record for most missed threes. That sucks. Now, most make threes. That's another story. And I realize you got to take them to make them. So I don't know that I necessarily am offering any solutions here. I solved the All-Star game. Was it yesterday?
What did you do?
When I said just expand the rosters, and you got to give me.
You can play harder.
You got to give me 10 minutes.
That actually isn't a bad idea. I don't mind that at all. There's always a gripe because somebody got left out who shouldn't have been left out. So go to 30 or 32 players in the All-Star game and tell them you're going to play fewer minutes. Just go hard for the 10 or 12 you're out there.
Yeah, you got to go hard 10 minutes and then you're done.
I also think that they've gone to a Pro Bowl week without the Pro Bowl game. I'd be fine if. The All-Star games have all outlived their usefulness.
I don't think they have.
The reason they were created.
No, I disagree.
The reason that they still exist is not the reason they're created. They turned into corporate vacations.
I agree 100% with that.
That make a ton of money for the league.
I get that. And I have no problem with that.
Originally, it was so we could see all the best players together. Right? It was a sports writer in Chicago. Ward was his last name. I forget his first name. And he had the idea.
Cleaver?
No, and maybe Allen. Allen Ward. But nice Leave It to Beaver reference. That was good. Lost on the younger generation, but nonetheless. And they started the Major League Baseball All-Star Game. You didn't ever watch the show? What is wrong with you?
I can't remember watching the show.
That's Americana right there.
I know it is, but I'm aware of it, but I don't remember ever watching it.
Hey, Wally.
I don't remember watching it at all. I didn't really have a lot of television opportunities as a kid. But I think the All-Star Game, I told you, told my father, we went to the game. We bought tickets in Phoenix that night, went into the Veterans Memorial Coliseum, and I watched the game, and I was enthralled, and I was like maybe 15 years old, and it was awesome. If they play hard, that game is fun. If you just don't give a crap and don't even try, it's as boring as possibly could be.
We're at the Road Home Mediathon, powered by Performance Automotive Group in Bountiful. The Road Home, you can donate online and support the work they do there. Utah's largest homeless shelter. We just had Connie Crosby on, board member who worked in the Canyon School District for decades and worked with the homeless kids in the district, saying they had 2,000 homeless kids roughly in the Canyons District last year alone. That doesn't count what's going on in Murray, Salt Lake, Granite, Davis, Alpine, Nebo, wherever. There's a massive amount of need.
Yeah, that's an entire student body population.
Right. And in addition to taking donations online at theroadhome.org right now, and you can donate over the phone at 801-819-7300. You can donate on Venmo and PayPal at the Road Home or at the Road Home UT. In addition to all of that, you could stop by with new or gently used items. As you can imagine, folks who are homeless have a lot of needs, have a lot of things they don't have that they could use. The number one item they need, we've been doing this for years, PK, and if I'd have guessed, I'd gotten it wrong. Can you guess what the number one item they need in shelter and housing programs right now? The people could drive down and drop off?
Shoes.
That's an excellent guess because they're always on the list. No. Number one is towels. Which makes sense when you think about it. But
I got a lot of towels that I've taken from hotels.
New or lightly used hotels?
Towels, not
towels that PK's ripped off from hotels.
I'll return them. I just borrowed them.
Okay. Number two on the list is men's underwear. Number three, men's pants. Jeans and sweats, larger sizes preferred. Shampoo, conditioner, deodorant, toothpaste, toothbrushes, razors, wet wipes and baby wipes, laundry detergent, all on the list.
Well, just basic household things.
Exactly.
I stopped after a while of taking the little shampoo bottles and little soap things. It's like I had buckets full. I got enough. And I actually did donate them.
Yeah, right.
I got to stop taking. I am now of the stature, thankfully, fortunately, if I need shampoo, I can go buy it. So stop taking it. But I did take a bunch and bring them down.
I like the hotels that don't do the individual bottles now. There's a huge dispenser.
That's what they have
in
now.
The shower. That is a better system. All right, DJ and PK, you can stop by the Road Home, the Midvale Center, 529 West, 7300 South. That's 9th Avenue in Midvale. 529 West, 7300 South, 9th Avenue in Midvale. DJ and PK, it's 97.5 The Zone.
This is Jake Scott and Ben Anderson.
We always talk about how NIL, it's the Wild West. It is, and that's a bad thing. There's not really anything out there that says that a coach can't just go around promising the moon to all these people, and then they show up on campus, and it's like, I don't know what to tell you. It's crazy.
This is exactly what we predicted would happen.
Yes.
We talked about this exact situation, and we haven't even gotten to the kids not paying taxes and a kid who's a first-round draft pick going to jail because he hasn't paid taxes on his NIL money. And that will happen, too.
I brought all these up. It will never be pay for play. It's just, giving them $5 for every jersey that they sell. And it's like, it's not going to be used that way.
It was never going to be Jimmer Fredette on campus signing autographs for 2 hours
but
to make.
That's what they sell.
To make $600.
Because that tugs at your heart, and you go, oh, that's not fair. Poor Jimmer.
Hear Jake Scott and Ben Anderson every day from 10 to noon on 97.5 The KSL Sports Zone.
Calling all decent people everywhere. Nominate the youth sports volunteer that you know for the Hercules Hero of the Week. Submit your nomination at kslsports.com/contest. And then listen every Thursday afternoon to our buddies, JJ and Alex, for the winner. Help us celebrate the efforts of those volunteers and make an impact with the Hercules Hero of the Week. And it's sponsored by Hercules First Federal Credit Union and Beehive Meals.
You're running out of air there at the end?
Well, you only have a certain amount and you regroup. It's like a football team. You huddle up, boom, then you're ready to go. I'm ready to go.
So you're now huddling because you were...
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Right, now I'm ready to go. Ready, break. Family money on 3.
You're just running together all the greatest hits here at the end of the year?
It's that time of year. Be jolly for once.
I'm going to put up a poll question here, PK. I'm curious.
All right, so am I then. I don't even know what it is.
What will you watch Saturday?
Lawrence Welk.
The college football playoff games or the NFL?
This is the first time
This
in
is
my life that I would be more inclined to go college.
This is the NFL with just a big middle finger to college football.
No, they've been doing this forever.
We are here to poop on your parade.
Yeah, but they've taken over Saturdays after December. Well, the conference title games are sort of new, but they used to move a couple games to December.
They did.
Oh, they always have, really.
They have.
So I don't think they're just doing what they do. It's the colleges that are introducing something more meaningful. Now, there used to be bowl games at this time of year, and there still are, but these playoff games, I saw a thing on Twitter this morning. It was 7 a.m. leading into South Bend, and the line on the freeway to get into the community was already started, and it was snowing. I'm glad they chose Notre Dame. This is going to be an historic night in college football. Never before have we had this. And got people in the train right outside us now that are going.
I was about to say, you got a train rolling by? Let's go.
Right behind us.
It's a bullet train. It'll take you right to South Bend by kickoff. You got, about 8 hours? It goes really fast, 5,000 miles an hour.
5,000? Okay, it's going 5,000 miles an hour. You're across the globe in 8 hours.
Well, they're going to go to New York for lunch and then get back to South Bend. This is an historic occasion. I would not miss it for the world. Indiana and
Notre Dame.
Now, we could have probably, if we looked at preseason, one of us, if we picked 3 or 4 or 5 teams, would have had Notre Dame. But none of us would have had Notre Dame.
No, Indiana. You just said Notre Dame twice. None of us would have had Indiana.
Right. Well, because it's in Indiana. Notre Dame, South Bend is in Indiana. You see what I'm saying?
I've been there.
Right.
Been there. Yeah.
And it's one of those screwy states that has dual time zones.
All right, we'll put up on Twitter. We'll see if people are more into the college football playoffs or the NFL games. At least the small portion of the world.
But you got remote, man. You could be bouncing back and forth because, I do, they huddle.
I put up playoffs. Playoffs? The Chiefs, who have the 11 a.m. game, or the close game. I mean, some people will sit there and, like you said, they bounce back and forth, but they'll settle on the competitive game. One game's probably going to be more competitive than the other. Maybe they'll both. You're
talking tomorrow, not today.
I'm talking Saturday.
Right,
yeah, there's no
Friday.
NFL football tonight. So Indiana, Notre Dame, center stage, no interruptions. It's the game.
Oh, so you only gave the 2 choices are NFL, college. It's not.
Yeah, I'm just curious on Saturday.
Not the Osmond's Christmas special.
For the 4th thing, I put hoops. I'm sure ESPN2.
Hoops.
I'm sure ESPN2 will have half a dozen college basketball games, one after another.
Hoops. Well, you got the Jazz.
Eventually, yes, you do. Saturday, the Jazz will be playing at 5:30.
That'll be during the game. You got
so
BYU.
I put in hoops.
BYU's adding players left and right. So their roster's going to be like 30 guys now.
It does seem
Added
like
some
it's
other
getting
guy's
there.
name I can't pronounce.
Yak, you want to help? No, he does not, is the answer.
Well, sometimes when Mother Nature calls, what are you supposed to do, You got to answer the call.
Is that what we're calling Lloyd now?
Father Nature. What's the name of
Sorry,
that?
how can I help you?
That new kid for BYU. They just added a kid.
Oh, Hadim Mbop.
Yeah.
See why we needed you, Yak?
There you go.
Say it again.
Okay. Hadim Mbop, I believe is how you pronounce it correctly.
Is he going to play this year? Or is he going to redshirt?
No, he'll be redshirting. He's 6'9", but just with how many guys they already have playing.
BYU got him off the waiver wire?
Well,
they've been working on it.
They kind of did. He's been playing that Utah Prep Academy, getting his grades in order to come to BYU.
Yeah.
But just at this point, I don't see you supplanting one of the other
He's
10 or
only a
11 guys.
4-star. They don't need him till next year.
Only a 4-star. By the way, did you guys see the news of the Villanova game?
The Villanova game. Jay Wright's coming back?
Well, no. BYU and A.J. DeBonce are expected to open next basketball season in Las Vegas at T-Mobile Arena, taking on Villanova.
Well, I don't think they're going to play any games in the Marriott Center. They're all going to be in Vegas.
They very well could be.
BYU LV.
It's only a matter of time.
Right.
Until the Las Vegas campus.
Weren't they one of the original pioneers? Weren't the LDS people one of the pioneers, founders of Vegas?
They founded Vegas, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
what would Vegas be without the Mormons?
Vegas.
How many times have I said that?
Vegas, Mesa, and San Bernardino. San
They
Bernardino.
founded Vegas and saved the Las Vegas Bowl.
Right.
Yeah, those are facts. Look them up. I think they talked about it in the movie Casino with Joe Pesci.
That had one of the worst death scenes in it. When Pesci gets it in the cornfield, that was just gruesome.
Worse than in the house in Goodfellas.
Oh, yeah, that was quick.
And did you know today? I think it was 50 years ago today. You know what premiered? The second greatest movie of all time, Godfather 2.
Oh.
Yeah. All right.
50 years ago today.
I think that's what I saw. Yeah.
De Niro running along rooftops.
Yeah.
That's a scene that always stays with me for
He
that
had
one.
hops.
That and Tahoe.
Well, I mean, you want to make sure that when you do something, it's clean. You know what I mean?
I do.
Yeah, so that's they're doing it.
Early results, NFL or playoffs tomorrow. See McKay Williams. Ain't nobody got time for a Patty Mahomes Chiefs game.
Ow. That's a mouthful. What up, Mahomes?
He has been cleared to play. I actually think he's going to be out there.
Well, if he's been cleared to play, why wouldn't he be?
Oh, you could tweak it in pregame.
He's been a full participant of practice all week long.
Yeah, but everybody can
he's-
tweak something in pregame.
He's played. I know, but he's already got something bad in his ankles. And
No,
you
it's
can
not. He's been
misstep
cleared
and
to
roll.
play.
He's played with sprained ankles before.
Doesn't
Be out
matter.
there
Whoop-de
hobbling
freaking
around.
do. That's Andy Reid, the greatest coach never to coach BYU. He can get Carson Wentz in there. He can get Carson Palmer, who went back and is coaching his high school team at Santa Margarita, and still win. He's Andy freaking Reid. He got Donovan McNabb. He can get Donovan Mitchell, and they would win games. He's Andy Reid. What are you doubting me for?
I'm not doubting you.
He can get Emerson Fittipaldi and win games.
Emerson.
Wow.
They just got a commitment from some kid.
Emerson
Emerson-
Fittipaldi was a race car driver.
Right,
from
that's
like
how good Andy Reid
30 or
is.
40 years ago.
Exactly. Emerson Boozer.
The person he's referring to actually is Emerson Geilman, but
Emerson Geilman. Come on, he'll rock the world at BYU. You doubt Andy Reid at your own peril. What's wrong with you? And now he's looking up Emerson Fittipaldi.
Emerson
Yeah.
Fittipaldi won 2 Formula One World Drivers Championships in 1972
where did you
and
pull
74.
this from? Where did you pull it from?
Man, I'm a hardcore NASCAR guy.
No, you're not. It's not even NASCAR.
It's
Right.
Formula One.
But it's the same thing. Like I'm a hardcore
It's
PGA
from the early
guy.
70s. Where did you...
But because I followed it, man. I live for that type of stuff. I had posters of Emerson Fittipaldi. I like saying the name.
Today I learned PK was a massive F1 fan in the 70s.
He is a 2-time winner of the Indy 500. I knew I remembered him at Indy.
Exactly.
So he drank the
89.
milk.
And I'm
89 and
telling
93.
you, and tonight is the Battle of Indiana. I brought it full freaking circle. So he's an F1. I say to both of you, F1 to both of you.
Oh, thank you. You are special.
just free association time.
What just happened?
It's
Friday, Yak. It's Friday.
It's not 9 o'clock yet.
It's
though.
8:45
we
and it's the
got
holidays.
off almost all next week.
We
I mean,
do.
come on. I got to
Okay.
get it all out now. You think my wife wants to hear any of my crap? No.
You do have 4 days of not having...
There's a reason there's a TV downstairs.
You
PK,
guys
go,
are paid to listen to me.
PK, go to your room.
So I'm getting it all out now.
PK goes downstairs, turns on football games.
Right.
That's how it works at the Kinahan.
Emerson Fittipaldi won 2 Grand Slams in Indiana. And tonight is the Battle of Indiana.
Against all odds. Who knew when the college football playoff got here, it would be the Indiana Hoosiers in the first game of the 12-team tournament.
If I'm, what's-his-face, Signetti, I go out, take him out about 3 o'clock today, take the tape measure, put it up to the goalposts.
And how many of those kids will even get that reference? That old movie.
It's Indiana. Come on.
That old movie.
No. It's Indiana, man.
I understand that. But they're not playing at Butler Fieldhouse, so.
No, but it's symbolic of we're the little guy. You got Notre Dame over here. Notre Dame, the Four Horsemen, Newt Rockne, Rocket Ishmael. I mean, on and on. The one dude, Rudy something or other, he converted to the LDS religion a while back. Rudy Rudinger, right? Wasn't that?
Yes.
What's his first name? It's not Rudy, though, is it? What's the guy's name?
I think it's Rudy.
I think it's Rudy, yeah.
That's why they call it Rudy.
I thought it was like off of the Rudinger thing.
No, Rudy Rudiger. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Is he still going each Sunday, Yak?
That part I don't know.
Well, find that out and get back to me by 9 o'clock, would you?
I'll see what I can find out.
This is going to be a legendary battle tonight.
31 degrees in South Bend right now, a low of 23. So, get ready. Cold weather football.
If I'm the Irish,
PK.
I come out topless in
PK's
pregame workups.
PK, get ready to take a victory lap. You were right.
What?
Daniel Eugene Rudiger is an American motivational speaker and author who played college football for the Notre Dame Fighting
F1 to
Irish.
you and F1 to you.
So you win.
Emerson Fittipaldi for the win.
I told you, two losers.
DJ PK, it's 97.5 The Zone.
Accessing.
This is Hans Olsen and Scotty G.
Defenseman Michael Kesselring, you're second in goals, assists, and points among all Utah defensemen right now. You're on pace to have record highs in all those categories. What is it about your development in your game right now that's allowing you to have this kind of success?
Obviously, I got a big opportunity this year with some unfortunate injuries with Johnny and Sean being out. And I've just tried to step up as much as I can. And honestly, I think it's opportunity. And, I've always been confident in my game and myself. And I think playing for the U.S. team this summer, too, gave me a lot of confidence. So just building on that and trying to keep getting better every day.
Catch Hans and Scotty weekdays from noon to 3 on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
DJ and PK brought to you in part by Minky Couture. Take the stress out of Christmas shopping. Get the best blankets and gifts ever at Minky Couture. Save 50% by using the promo code ZONE50 at checkout at minkycouture.com or visit one of the 6 Minky locations. DJ and PK, it's 97.5 The Zone. We're broadcasting live at the Road Home Mediathon, powered by Performance Automotive Group in Bountiful. And PK, we're joined right now by Dee Norton. Dee, you know how when you're on TV, you see the graphic and it says the person's name and then it has a title, right?
Right.
Of whatever they do. It's sports, so in the sport you'll see the quarterback for BYU or Utah or head coach of whatever team.
Sure.
If we did that for you at the Road Home, the graphic would cover the entire screen and we wouldn't see your face.
It's a bit of a long, ridiculous title, I admit, but we wear a few different hats at all the different jobs here.
But see, that's good because we're asking people for money and they want to know that the administrative costs are minimized and that the maximum amount of money is going to helping the clients, especially the kids, because we just had Connie Crosby here, who you probably know, and she was telling us how there were 2,000 homeless kids in the Canyon School District, which is 5 high schools.
Yeah,
and junior highs and elementary schools. That's a lot of kids. So share with people your title and duties here.
Impact and Facilities Division Director, which is a lot. So I've got a couple different hats. One includes making sure that the shelters that we operate are clean and kept up on their maintenance for all the clients to receive good services. And then I'm over the IT team that includes our data analysis and making sure that we have the right tools and information to guide our programs.
And what did you start doing 25 years ago when you were hired at the Road Home?
25 years ago, I was working that front desk at the 210 shelter, just like saying hi to everybody and directing them to the beds that we were operating.
Why'd you stay?
This is an amazing organization. I've always believed in the leadership and the work that we're trying to do, and this has been just the right place for me. I had the right set of tools for them, and they took care of me along the way, and I knew that I was doing good work along the way.
I was going to say, how about the good work, the gratification?
Absolutely. Seeing the people that were helping move through our programs from shelter into housing, you run into people who have been former tenants of ours on the streets every now and then, and it is so exciting. Some of them don't want to engage, and others are very excited to just let you know that they're a different person, they're in a different place, they're doing different things with their lives, and it's amazing. It's such a warm feeling to see that, that maybe you're part of helping them get moved on to the next stage of their life.
no maybe about it. You are a part of it.
Thank you.
Absolutely. The stress and the all the tension and all the emotion over 25 years, I would think some of that would beat you down, but it doesn't.
Well, you certainly have your days, right? Yeah. But you look for those small successes, and we have a lot of small successes and a lot of really big successes. And day by day, you're going to have a lot of things that you're facing and helping people work through all the time, and it can get our staff down. It's a lot of hard work. These are really tough situations, a lot of things that our clients have to work through, and you're happy to be part of those where you can. And sometimes those successes are just helping a person connect to a bed, getting them a clean pair of socks that they're looking for. They need a coat in this kind of weather, making sure that they have a shower that they can get to, and then someone they can talk to for case management, someone to just relate to, someone to just get a little bit of information about what they can next do with their lives, and hopefully get on that next step for them.
How can the public come in and assist you?
We need a lot of help from the community. It's amazing how much help the community does provide for us, and the work that we do could not be done without the community support. So we need in-kind donations of pants and gloves and coats, and everything that you have in your closet are the things that we need to give to our clients every single day. On top of that, financial support is just so huge. We have good funding that comes from our government sources, but those sources have some strings on them. You have to serve this kind of population with this kind of services and in this kind of way. The flexible funding that comes from the community, from donations, allows us to do those random things that we know need provided for those customized solutions to help people get what they need. Maybe someone needs some eviction assistance, to wipe something off their record. That kind of funding can be used for that thing as opposed to money that's designated for rent or shelter night somewhere else.
Unrestricted money is the best money.
Absolutely.
There it is. When you work with people, when we talked to Connie Crosby a little while ago, she was saying the single best moment at the Road Home is seeing the look on somebody's face when they move into housing. And I know for a lot of the public, they don't get to see that. They see, I've never seen it. I've been told about it. We see people on the street and think it's always like this.
Right.
To be inside the organization and see people actually making progress, I suppose that's what powers you through the tough times.
It really does, and Connie's so right. Connie has worked with us for so long, and we love her so much. The work that she did with kids was amazing. And yeah, the people who are experiencing street homelessness, they are a small percentage of the total homeless population, and we have solutions for every one of them. It's a different kind of solution that each person needs, and the way that we approach the person who has some short-term emergency needs, they come into shelter, need some support with financial, some case management, and redirection to a new housing placement, they'll be in and out of shelter in just a few weeks, ideally. Other people who have longer-term needs, like those that might be on the streets that you might see, we're looking to connect with them, develop those relationships, and then work with them where they're at to connect them to the resources that they need. And that's going to take a little longer, but we know that we'll be successful given the chance and the financial opportunity that comes from the donation and the community support.
Does your business and what you're providing in the assistance, does it fluctuate seasonally?
It does. It's a different kind of need that comes in. We know that we operate and open additional beds through the winter to meet the need of those that are staying on the streets when they do decide to come in. There's a lot of people who are not interested in coming into our facilities all the time, but they will come in the coldest winter months because they just have to survive. And so we do change the solutions a little bit for those winter months, but we are basically at capacity with every bed filled every single night throughout the entire year. And so when we are able to expand those beds in the wintertime, it's really helpful.
So when you're at some family gathering or some group and you hear people just complaining about daily life, do you pipe up, or do you just sit there, shake your head, and think, well, if you only knew?
It's good to provide a little bit of context here and there, but you don't want to pick any fights either. So you choose your battles, and maybe if you can drop a little bit of information here and there, it goes a long way. And some people are open to hearing that, and others are not so much, and you look for your opportunities. Just like with any community discussion about this kind of thing, there's things that people are open to doing and things that they're not open to.
Yeah, That's why I always gets under my skin when people talk about fairness. What is fairness? It's a nice word, but what is it? There's no such thing. I mean, you can apply it in a little different examples, but big picture fairness. Why am I here, and why is a child in your facility? What's the difference? What's fair about that?
Right. And we see a lot of situations that are simply not fair for people.
Right.
And for they're all people, just like you and I, who have been through different kind of situations. The trauma that they've experienced in their lives is different than what we may have experienced, and it contributes to where they've wound up today.
I know what isn't fair, but I don't know what is fair.
Right. It takes a lot of conversations with our clients to find out what they need, and that's what our case managers do.
And you can support those case managers right now. Pick up the phone. You can make a donation at 801-819-7300, 801-819-7300. You can donate online at theroadhome.org. All the donations are being tripled by the Huntsman family. They're making $1 million donation, and we'll talk with Christina Huntsman coming up here in a little while. You can also use Venmo and PayPal at the Road Home or at the Road Home UT, whatever's convenient for you. Credit card online, pick up the phone, 801-819-7300, or use Venmo or PayPal. Well, thanks for all the work you do. We appreciate it, Dee.
Thank you. I appreciate your support.
Thanks for coming on and being a good interview on the radio, too, on
Thank
your
you.
list of skills. We'll put that on the list. Thanks, Dee.
Thank you.
DJ and PK, it's 97.5 The Zone. We're broadcasting live at the Road Home. And you could stop by, make a donation. It's powered by the Performance Automotive Group in Bountiful. Top 10 items they need right now: towels, men's underwear, men's pants, shampoo, deodorant, toothpaste, razors, wet wipes, laundry detergent, baby bottles, and sippy cups, new or gently used. Bring them by the Road Home Midvale Center, 529 West, 7300 South, right off I-15, on and off in a heartbeat. The sign doesn't say 7300 South. It actually says 9th Avenue. But you can stop by, make a donation. They're collecting items all day today. DJ and PK, it's 97.5 The Zone.